Welcome to biology class. In this class, we are going to see 9th standard biology, unit 23, economic biology. In this part of the video, we are going to discuss about dairy farming, aquaculture, and pisciculture. Also about prawn culture. First, dairy farming. Dairy farming involves raising of cattle. So the cattle are raised for milk production. And this farming involves proper maintenance of cattle along with the collection and processing of milk and milk products which are useful to man. So not only the maintenance of cattle, along with that they are going to collect the milk and also they are going to collect the uh, milk products which are useful to man. So they are going to produce the milk products. So dairying is the production and marketing of milk and its products. Cattle breeds. So the cattle, Indian cattle includes both cows and buffaloes. So these cattle, they are domesticated for milk, meat, leather and for transportation. And the cattle belong to two different species. Bos indicus, Indian cows and bulls, and Bos bubalis, buffaloes. And the cattle, they are the animals, they are reared for milk and farm labor. Okay, farm labor is is the cattle that are used to do the agricultural works, that is referred to as farm labor. And the cattle breeds, there are different kinds of breeds, we know. They are classified into three types based on their utility. So for what reason they are used, the cattle are classified into three types. So they are dairy breeds, draught or draft breeds and dual purpose breed. Let us discuss each one of them in detail. First is dairy breed. Dairy animals are domesticated for obtaining milk. And the cows, they are the milk producing females. They are high milk yielder. Okay, they produce more quantity of milk. So those breeds are referred to as dairy breeds. Those that are going to produce high milk. And the dairy breeds are indigenous and exotic. Indigenous is nothing but native. The breed that are native to our country, they are indigenous. Exotic is nothing but the breed they are imported from other foreign countries. So outside our country, when any breed is imported, then they are referred to as exotic. Indigenous, native breed, exotic, foreign breed. Indigenous breeds are native of India and they have given certain examples which include Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, Dioni and Gir. And these cattle are well built with strong limbs, prominent hump and loose skin. And milk production depends on the duration of lactation period. Lactation is nothing but the period of milk production after the birth of a calf. Okay, so after when it give rise to a calf, then it starts to produce the milk. So that milk production is going to depend on the duration of the lactation period. And these local breeds, that is the native breeds, they show excellent resistance to diseases. Okay, they have resistance power to various diseases. Next is exotic breeds, Bos taurus. These are imported from foreign countries. These breeds include Jersey, Brown Swiss, Holstein, Friesian, etc. These are the examples of foreign breeds. Foreign breeds are selected for long lactation periods. Next is draught breed or draft breed. Draught or draft breed are used for agricultural work such as tilling, irrigation, carting. Okay, for that and all, these breeds are used for agricultural work, and some of the examples for these breeds are Amrit Mahal, Kangeyam, Amblacheri, Malvi, Siri and Halikar. These are the breeds that are used for draught. Draught is nothing but for labor or for work. And the bullocks are good draft animals while the cows are poor milk yielders. Next is dual purpose. Dual means double. Okay, two roles. The cows of these breeds produce milk. So the cows are used for milk and the bulls are used for farm work. So these breeds, they are going to produce both milk. The cows will produce the milk and the bulls are suitable for doing the farm work. So they are referred to as dual purpose breed. In India, these breeds are favored by the farmers because they are able to have can extract work also from those kinds of breeds, and cows, from cows they can collect the milk. And the dual purpose breed examples Haryana, Angol, Conkerage and Tharparkar. Next is indigenous drought breeds, that is native to our Tamil Nadu. Okay, so we have seen several examples indigenous breeds which are native to our country now with specific reference to our Tamil Nadu. Kangeyam. Kangeyam, it is originated in Kangeyam and is observed in Tarapuram, Perundurai, Erode, Bhavani and part of Gopichettipalayam taluk of Erode and Coimbatore district. So this is native of our Tamil Nadu. And Pulikulam. This breed is commonly seen in Kumbam Valley of Madurai district. Sorry, not Kumbam, Kambam. Okay, so Kambam Valley of Madurai district in Tamil Nadu, and it is also known as Jallikattu Madu, and they are mainly used for penning in the field, and it is also used for ploughing the field. Okay, so this Pulikulam breed, so it is used for two purposes. So in the cattle breeds, we have seen three different kinds of breeds such as dairy and drought breed and dual purpose breed. In infobits, one more point I have to mention is, so here they have given penning in the field. In Pulikulam, they have given penning in the field. Penning in the field is nothing but after the crops are harvested from the field, the cattle are allowed to graze in the field. And during this, the cattle will be allowed there for a time period or overnight or for few days, so that that cattle, their excreta, okay, like dung or urine, okay, so will be let into the field, and this will serve as a method to increase the fertility of the soil and productivity of the soil, because the dung and the urine of the cattle will be rich in organic material. Next is composition of cattle feed. The food requirement for cattle should support healthy life of the animal and milk producing requirement. The feed for dairy cattle is broadly classified into two. One is roughages and the other one is concentrates. Roughage. Roughage is nothing but a coarse fibrous fodder. So it consists of succulent feed. Succulent feed means like a juicy, like a grass, fodder and root crops, and dry fodder. Dry, you know the meaning. Succulent means it will be juicy or fleshy, fresh. And dry fodder means hay, straw and chaff. So this is roughage. Concentrate is nothing but they are going to prepare such that it will be having high level of the nutrients. They are low in fiber but they have high levels of nutrients. So for this they will be selecting a variety of raw materials like cholam, kambu, ragi, rice bran, wheat bran, cotton seed cake, mustard cake, linseed cake, ground nut cake, mango seed, neem cake and yellow cake can be used to make the concentrate feed. And they should also be fed on green fodder, maize, lucerne, berseem, millet and elephant grass. These are the green fodder. Fodder is nothing but and the plants that are raised for animal food is referred to as fodder. Feed management. The dairy cattle need balanced ratios containing, so it is not ration, so it is ratio, so N should not come. The dairy cattle need balanced ratio containing all nutrients in proportional amounts and food additives which contain mineral, vitamin, antibiotics hormones to promote the growth of animals so that it will have a good yield of milk, and also it will be protected from various diseases. The daily average feed ratio of a milking cow is, so what it has to be fed, the averagely. It has to be fed 15 to 25 kg of roughage, that is dry grass and green fodder, and 4 to 5 kg of grain mixture, and 100 to 150 liters of water. Improvement of livestock development in India. So, improved breeding techniques in cattle have tremendously increased the production of new breeds with high capacity. Intensive cattle breeding program. So, it is cross breeding. So, they are going to cross breed, that is indigenous cow, that is the cows that are native to our country, it is going to be cross bred with an exotic, that is foreign variety, foreign breed. In this case, example European breed. So, why it is crossbred? To increase the milk production. And new methods and modern equipments are made available for machine milking of cows. So, before they will be manually producing the extracting the milk from the cow, but nowadays they are having new methods are developed so that machine milking can be done from the cow. So, the milk can be collected with the help of the machines. Next is Operation Flood Program. So, it is based on dairy commodity aid to increase milk supply. So, how to increase the milk supply? That program is called as Operation Flood. Dr. Verghese Kurian was the founder of National Dairy Development Board, NDDB, and he was called the architect of India's modern dairy industry and father of white revolution. This NDDB designed and implemented the world's largest dairy development program, and the name of the largest dairy development program is referred to as Operation Flood. Next is aquaculture. So, aquaculture is the rearing of economically important aquatic organisms like fishes, prawns, shrimps, crabs, lobsters, edible oysters, pearl oysters, seaweed under controlled and confined environmental condition using advanced technologies. So, this is referred to as aquaculture. Types of aquaculture. There are two different kinds of aquaculture: freshwater aquaculture and marine water aquaculture. The marine water aquaculture is referred to as mariculture. The freshwater aquaculture. The rearing of aquatic organisms in fresh water is called freshwater aquaculture. The culture of organisms is carried out in pond, river, dam, lake and cold water, and these freshwater resources remain within the land. Tilapia and carps. The carps, variety of carps are katla, rohu, mrigal, catfish, air-breathing fishes are cultured in freshwater. Next is marine water aquaculture. Marine is nothing but sea water. So, the cultivation of the aquatic organisms in sea water is referred to as mariculture or sea farming. The culture of organisms is carried out along the sea coast, inshore and in deep sea. Organisms like shrimps, marine prawns, pearl oyster, edible oyster, mussels, fin fishes, etc. are cultured in marine water. Prospects of aquaculture. Aquaculture has become the fastest growing food producing sector to meet the demand of food and nutrition to the growing population through increased production from aquatic food resources. So, this aquaculture, it aims at blue revolution, and it is a major source of export and foreign exchange earning for the country, and it generates employment through fish farming in rural and underdeveloped area. Next, info bits. Tamil Nadu is a leading state endowed with rich fishery resource from marine, inland and coastal aquaculture. The marine fishery potential of the state, so it is 0.719 million tons fisheries that are raised in our state. The inland fishery resources have a potential to yield 4.5 lakh metric tons of fishes, and Tamil Nadu ranks 6th among the maritime states in coastal farming. The Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute CMFRI, it was established by the Government of India in 1947 at Cochin, Kerala. Its main focus is on marine fisheries, landings, research on taxonomy and bioeconomic characteristics. The Central Institute of Brackish Water Aquaculture, it was established in 1987 with its headquarters at Chennai. The objectives of CIBA is management of sustainable culture system for finfish, shellfish in brackish water. And CIBA assists small aqua farmers in fish, finfish and shrimp farmings by providing sustainable modern technologies. Next topic is pisciculture. Pisciculture or fish culture is the process of breeding and rearing of fishes in ponds, reservoirs, dams. Reservoir is nothing but water storing place. Example, dams, lakes, rivers and paddy fields. It is the farming of economically important fishes under controlled condition. So there are different types of fish culture. First is extensive fish culture. The culturing of the fishes in large areas with low stocking density and natural feeding. So they are not going to stock much fishes, they are going to low stock with the natural feeding. So it is called extensive fish culture. Intensive fish culture. So they are in small areas itself, they are going to high stock density and providing artificial feed. Okay, they are going to provide artificial feed so that to increase the production. Next is monoculture. Mono means single or one. So it is nothing but the culture of single type of fish in a water body, and it is also called monospecies culture. Next is polyculture. It is the culture of more than one type of fish in a water body, and it is also called composite fish culture. Next is integrated fish farming. It is the culture of fishes along with agricultural crops or animal husbandry farming. So integrated is nothing but in the same like they are growing to culture the fishes in the agricultural crops. So in the same area they are going to raise crops and also fishes. So it is referred to as integrated fish culture. Rearing of fish along with paddy, poultry, cattle, pig and ducks are referred to as integrated fish farming. Next is types of ponds for fish culture. Fish farm requires different types of pond for the various developmental stages of fish growth. First, breeding pond. Healthy and sexually mature male and female fishes are collected. So, sexually mature male and female fishes are collected and it is introduced in the pond for breeding. The eggs released by the female are fertilized by the sperm and the fertilized egg float in water as frothy mass. So the eggs are fertilized. So in the hatching pit, previously the fertilized eggs from the breeding ponds, they are transferred to hatching pit or otherwise referred to as hatching happa. So this is done for hatching. So the young ones will come out of the egg. That process is referred to as hatching. Next is nursery pond. The hatchlings, that is from the egg, the young ones are released, no? Those young ones are referred to as hatchlings. The hatchlings are transferred from this hatching pit after 2 to 7 days and the hatchlings grow into fry. Fry is nothing but the another stage of fish. The hatchling is now transferred into fry and are cultured in these ponds for about 60 days with proper feeding till they reach 2 to 2.5 centimeter in length. So till such growth, they are retained in this nursery pond. Next is rearing pond. Rearing ponds are used to culture the fry and the fish fry are transferred from nursery pond to rearing pond and are maintained for about 3 months. So the fish fry from the nursery pond is now transferred to the rearing pond and here it is going to be maintained for about 3 months. So till they reach 10 to 15 centimeter in length. And in these rearing ponds, the fry within the period of these 3 months, the fry is going to develop into fingerlings. Next is stocking pond. Stocking pond is also known as culture pond or production pond and these ponds are used to rear. Again they are going to rear means grow the fingerlings up to the marketable size. So these are the types of ponds for fish culture. Cultivable food fishes. Freshwater cultivable fishes. Indian major carps. Carp refers to kendai meal. Katla, rohu, mrihal, catfish, keliti, murel, viral mean, tilapia, jilebi kendai mean are cultured in freshwater. And marine water cultivable fishes. Sea bass, kodua, grey mullet, madavai and chanos, milkfish are cultured in marine water. Let's see the nutritional value of fishes. The cultivable freshwater and marine food fishes are nutritious. They are having high nutrient content. They are rich source of animal proteins and they are also easily digestible. And they are rich in amino acids such as lysine and methionine, and also they are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acid. So this polyunsaturated fatty acid is good for heart. And minerals like calcium, phosphorus, iron, sodium, potassium and magnesium. And fat soluble vitamin. There are two different kinds of vitamins. Already we have seen under vitamin chapter, fat soluble and water soluble vitamins. So the fat soluble vitamins as A and D and water soluble B complex vitamins are also found in these fishes. The next topic of this video, we are going to see prawn culture. So it is the most economically important shellfish resources of India are prawns. So prawns belong to shellfish, shellfish, and they are of great demand both in the local and the international market. And due to their great taste, okay, they are very tasty, and so they are a cherished delicacy to be served as food. And in view of their popularity and marketing avenues in foreign countries, there is a need for developing advanced technology and to intensify means to increase the prawn culture. Types of prawn culture. A number of species of prawns of different sizes are found distributed in the water resources, and only those prawns which are good in size, weight and which are available in plenty and which are easily cultivable are commonly selected for prawn culture on commercial basis. Marine water prawn culture. The rearing of marine pinnate prawn is called as marine prawn culture or shrimp culture. And some examples of marine water prawns are given here. Pineus indicus and Pineus monodon are cultured in marine water. These are the different species of prawn that are grown. And freshwater prawn, rearing of freshwater prawn. When marine water prawn is reared, it's called marine water prawn culture. Freshwater prawn is referred to as freshwater prawn culture, and they have given example for freshwater prawn. Macrobrachium rosenbergi and Macrobrachium malcolmsoni are cultured in freshwater. Methods of prawn culture. So the methods employed for prawn culture are seed collection and hatchery method, and number 2 paddy cum prawn culture method. First method, seed collection and hatchery method. The larval forms, okay, that is the which is going to hatch from the egg, the larvae and the juvenile. Juvenile is nothing but the young ones. They are obtained by collection from natural resources. So they will be collected from the estuaries and the backwaters or by hatchery methods. And they are reared and grown into adults. Next, paddy cum prawn culture, and it is also called as Pokali culture, and it is the oldest and traditional method of prawn culture practiced in Kerala. So here the low-lying, here you can see the paddy fields, and the low-lying paddy fields along the coastal area serve a suitable ground for prawn culture. So they will be raising the paddy crop, and in the water that is used for cultivating this paddy, so that water is used for culturing of prawns. So it is referred to as paddy cum prawn culture. So both are paddy and prawn. And the prawns that are cultured in the fields after the harvest of paddy. Okay, so they are cultured after the paddy is harvested. So in this part of the video, we have seen in detail about dairy farming, about aquaculture, pisciculture and prawn culture. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.